If you're a musician, you've probably thought about starting your own home studio.
We've made a list of everything you'll need to do just that. What's going on? I'm Tyler.
And I'm Travis.
This is
Twisted Transcription Studios. Like we said, we're going to throw a list at you of stuff you've got to have to start a studio.
Starting off with your audio interface, we've got a Focusrite 18i20, and it was
$4.99. This thing is all important. You have to have this audio interface. No, not this one, but you have to have a audio interface to get started, period. It's what you record things through.
This isn't the one we started on. We've done some videos in the past. Feel free to go check them out. We start off with a 2i2.
Right. That one can only record 2 channels at a time. This one can record 8. And for us, I feel like if you're really going to want to charge somebody some money to come into your home or basement or whatever, you need to be able to record a full drum kit.
Yeah. What's another biggie you need?
Well, you got to have something to listen to the things that you're recording on. So that's studio headphones.
Ah, yes, headphones.
Yeah, I mean, there's a couple of different things you could get, but I feel like headphones are kind of the cheap way to go. You don't have to just break the bank. We use the Tascam Closed Back Studios. They're $29.99. Super cheap. You throw them on, you listen to all the sounds, and you can mix from there as well. So, I mean, it's a good way to get your sound.
Yeah. That's not to say that you don't need a set of studio monitors.
Right.
We've got some cheap Mackies.
Yeah. The quality is not there. They were really cheap. I mean, we were building it on a budget. They were like $60.
No, 60.
Yeah, they were on sale. But at any rate, they were really cheap. But when we get ready to replace these, we're going to go with some Kali LP6s. They're still on the cheaper side for a studio monitor at
$149.99 a piece.
Right.
So
you're going to spend some money on them. But that's a very important part of the mixing process. If you do not get a good sound space coming from your monitors, then you're not going to be able to mix it properly.
That's pretty much like mics, man. You want to dump your money into mics. You want to spend some in your speakers too, because you want it to sound good. You want to be able to tell if it sounds good.
Right. You're recording things through high quality mics. You want to be listening your high quality audio through high quality speakers.
Speaking of mics, we're going to jump right into that. Starting off with drum mics. If you have a drum set, or if you don't, you need drum mics. If you're going to have a legit studio or even a half-ass studio, get some mics.
Right. You got to have mics to record all the drum implements, and we are using a
Samson DK707. It is a 7-piece. It has 3 toms, 1 snare, 2 overheads, and a kick drum mic.
Right.
And it was $299.
That's cheap. I mean, that seems extremely cheap for as many mics as comes in that, but the quality's there. You can go back and listen to a couple of our earlier videos, specifically the one that we tested kick micing. I mean, they sound great. I mean, a little bit of post put on them and they sound great. I was really, really blown away by the quality of these $299 7-piece mics.
Yeah, I was highly impressed. But if you want to make your drums sound a little bit better, and this one also goes for guitars, get you a SM57 or 2. They're $99 a piece. You can look back at this video to see what they sound like on a snare.
Right. Or you can pop back on one of these videos and check them out on guitars. Of course, almost all of our recordings, in fact, all of our guitar recordings have been through an SM57. We've recently picked up our second one, and we're recording dual cabs, and it just makes everything better. It's the gold standard.
Yeah. Sometimes they have a deal on them. We just looked it up and couldn't find them, so maybe you can find 2 for like 150 or something.
2 for 150. Yeah, sometimes you can find two with mic stands and cables for 200 or whatever. So you're paying the same price and getting free mic stands and cables. So definitely keep your eyes out for that kind of deal.
Since we're talking about mic stands and cables, you can look back on this video, equipment you didn't know you needed to start a studio. And we go through some prices on stuff like that because
you got to have them.
Yeah.
I mean, you've
stuff
got
you
to
don't think
have
about.
Bare minimum. You got to have 8 mic cables and or a cable snake. That video to run your interface, and you got to have stands to record guitars and the kick drums and all that. So and even the overheads. I mean, we've got more mic stands than I thought we had.
Yeah. Before we get done talking about mics, what is the last and probably the main one you need?
you're going to have some form of condenser mic or a vocal mic. Yes, I'll call it a vocal mic. Personally, I'd love to have a Shure SM7B, but they're expensive. The Rode NT1A is a great quality condenser, and it's a large diaphragm. It's excellent for vocals. I've heard good stuff out of it, and it's only $229. I mean, we're still on a budget in a way. You don't want to really bust the bank open when you're just trying to start a studio, but
it's a slow process.
Right.
Build everything up.
You build stuff up over time. Maybe you start making some money, then you can afford that more expensive stuff. But the Rode is an excellent starting point. Great for vocals. So. Now we're going to switch gears and head to the more technical side of the recording process. Now, most of you might have a computer or a laptop at the house, but personally, I recommend getting one that has at least 16 gigabits of RAM. Because if you do like us and you've got a studio, maybe you want to start making YouTube videos, you need that RAM to be able to, just run the process. And Pro Tools crashes my junk all the time, and it's an 8 gigabit RAM. Nothing wrong with it. I can handle it, but it'd be much better if it didn't do that.
Shoot for 16.
Shoot for 16. The Pro Tools, it likes 16 better because we use Ozone Elements on a couple of our things. It takes a lot of processing power to run that on multiple line ends. So shoot for a 16. It might be a little expensive, but hopefully you do have a computer and you don't technically have to have 16.
Yeah, you can try it either way, but like he said. Speaking of Pro Tools, get Pro Tools.
We like Pro Tools. It's great. Super friendly user interface. There are other options. Obviously, there's plenty of other. There's even free options. But we like Pro Tools. It's, what is it, 34?
Yeah, $34.99 a month.
$34.99 a month. I'm pretty sure we pay a little bit cheaper straight out of their online site. All of these prices came straight from Sweetwater, by the way. Sweetwater's a great company. Support them if you can. But I'm pretty sure you can get that a little bit cheaper straight from Pro Tools. It's a good quality audio interface. It's easy to learn. Maybe you learn on it, and maybe you switch to something else. I don't know. Do whatever you want to. So that's everything.
I feel like it, man. Like, you got your audio interface.
Yeah.
Got your DAW.
Yeah. You
got your speakers.
Mics.
Monitors.
Yeah, your speakers, your headphones, your mics, cables. Pro Tools.
Pro Tools. Yeah, I said DAW.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, DAW.
Yes, the DAW. You might need a soundproof room.
Yes.
And if you do, you should check out this video here because it's going to tell you how to do it.
It's cheap. Show you how to build a whole room.
Yep. When you get done watching this video, make sure you like, you subscribe, and you smash that bell.
And find us on social media at Twisted Transcription, and we will see you next time.